What's happening, EE Superstars? I just finished my Ultraread and I'm super, super pumped. Got a lot out of this. So the first book I read was Speed to Trust. That was by Stephen Covey. Be credible and trust yourself first. That's the big thing that I got out of that book. For me, it's like if you tell yourself you're going to do something, you need to do it. Because if you can't trust yourself, who can? And so that for me, that was just a big eye opener because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm really trustworthy," but then they tell themselves, "I'm gonna go on a diet," and then they don't. They don't follow through. They don't, just do the basic things that they tell themselves. So if you're gonna lie to yourself, it's gonna be inclined in yourself to lie to other people. So that's what I got out of that book. The second one I read was 4 Hour Work Week, obviously a classic, and I opened to a section where Tim Ferriss talked about if he had a heart attack tomorrow and he had to work 2 hours a day for the rest of his life or for a while to support his family, could he do it? And setting up a business in a way that it could be run by just 2 hours a day of work. And so for me, that was really, really powerful because I'm trying to set up a couple businesses right now, and I think that the ultimate goal obviously is to have them run themselves, but just working with the idea that who knows what could happen tomorrow, and you need some sort of motivation to just kind of push yourself. And for me, that was a lot, just to keep myself going. So the next book I read was Zig Ziglar's Secret of Closing the Sale. Coda recommended this one to me a while back, and I've opened it a couple times, but I haven't gotten real deep into it. And Zig talks about how the customer is going to forget the price in a year after he buys the product, whatever. He's not going to remember the price, but he's going to remember the quality. So just to make sure that you deliver quality to people, and just always just make that a part of your life. And I think that that's really, really important. If you bring value to other people, they're definitely be happy with you. And then I read The 7 Irrefutable Rules of Small Business Growth. That was by Stephen Little. And that talked about it's not always just what you know, that should determine what kind of business you get into. And he gave an example with a bartender. He said, "Oh, okay, so you're a bartender and you drink and all this." He said, "That doesn't mean you should own the bar." He said, "Just because you drink and you know about alcohol doesn't mean you should own a bar." And the other way around, some of the best bar owners actually don't even drink. For me, that was really, really interesting because a lot of people just, I think they're bred that what they're good at, they should do for a living. And really, if it doesn't make you happy, and it shouldn't be what you want to do for the rest of your life. And so just because you're good at math doesn't mean you should be a mathematician. Just because you're good at science doesn't mean you need to go be a scientist. So for me, that was really powerful. And then I jumped into John Maxwell, Today Matters. And it was just talking about managing the disciplines of health and how important health was. And he talked about, after he went to his doctor and he was having a lot of health problems, his doctor, told him, like, be positive and do positive affirmations. And so he went home and he's like, "I will eat low-fat foods and I will work out for at least 35 minutes a day." And so I think that building something that you're doing consistently and having it be a positive affirmation in your life so that you're constantly doing it is really, really important. And the quote that I took out of these books that really stuck with me the most was one out of Speed of Trust. And it was, "The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant it is today." And so for me, that was really, really powerful. Love you guys. Bye.